Happy Holy Hump Day on this March 16th, everyone. I'm Pastor Robert. Welcome to this midweek time where I can share some spiritual thoughts and reflections with you. Also, an early happy St. Patrick's Day, and also a happy beginning of the season of spring to you. The season of spring officially begins this Sunday, and for our morning worship, we will have a very spring-oriented hymn as one of our hymns for our worship service, and that hymn will be Morning Has Broken. I love that hymn. And so join us for worship this Sunday. And so for today's Holy Hump Day focus, I want to reflect on how the season of spring can help us in our faith. I did something similar last fall with my Holy Hump Day video as we were approaching the beginning of fall. I shared some ideas about that. For some reason, I skipped over the season of winter. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But I want to reflect on how spring can help us to find renewal in our faith. And I just have three things that I'd like to share with you to think about today. And the first thing is, I think the season of spring, it reminds me of planting and sowing seeds. And I think that's really helpful to remember because there are lots of scriptures about sowing seeds. And so I think of Jesus' parable about sowing the seeds and how the farmer was sowing seeds in a field, and some of the seeds fell on stony ground and it really didn't yield anything. And some seeds fell among the thorns. And eventually Jesus said some seeds fell on ground that was fertile, and it ended up yielding an incredible harvest. And so you just never know how the seeds that we're sowing can make a difference later on. So this is a season to sow seeds. And I think the seeds that Jesus is talking about in that parable would be the seeds of the gospel, the seeds of the good news of Jesus coming to bring the kingdom of heaven here on earth, and the good news of God's salvation through Jesus Christ. And so I just would encourage us to sow seeds of sharing our faith with others. I also think some of those seeds that we plant can be seeds of good works. So offering ourselves in any way we can by serving others. So seeds of good works. And I think the second way that the season of spring can help us to grow in our faith is to simply get outside and enjoy this beautiful time of year. Take notice of all of the changing scenery around us with all of the green and all of the plants that are growing. So please take advantage of that. I love how each season offers us a new way of reflecting on God's beauty in nature. And then the third thing is to maybe renew our commitment in this season of Lent. We are almost halfway through the season of Lent, which is kind of hard for me to believe. But what if we made a recommitment to study the scriptures, to read the scriptures, to attend worship, to participate in our Season of Lent series on the making of a disciple? We're looking at different aspects of what it means to be a disciple of Jesus. Maybe to do some journaling. That can be a wonderful spiritual exercise. And also definitely committing ourselves to prayer, both personal prayer and prayers within the community of the church. And so those are just some ideas to think about. We can sow seeds of the gospel and of good works, plant those seeds, and then we can also enjoy God's beautiful creation during this changing time of year, and then also to recommit ourselves in this season of Lent and having a high intensity spiritual workout, which is what I like to call it. So as we think about St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, I do want to offer this very moving quote by St. Patrick. And here it is. St. Patrick said, "Never trust a dog to watch your food." Oh, wait a minute. That isn't the right quote. He did say that, but it's another quote that I meant. This is better. St. Patrick once said, "May the light always find you on a dreary day." What a great quote, because, we have our share of dreary days, and the light of Christ is always with us. So we thank St. Patrick for that reminder. I invite you to join us this Sunday. Again, it will be the beginning of the season of spring. Join us for either our 9 o'clock or our 10:30 in-person worship. Also, you can watch us live stream on our church's YouTube channel. That begins at 10:30. So join us for that live stream worship. And it's going to be based on the aspect of being a worshipful disciple of Jesus as part of our Making of a Disciple Lent sermon series. So it's going to be based on Psalm 63. The psalmist in that psalm talks about the importance of worship and offering our worship and our praises to God. So join us this Sunday as we seek to be worshipful disciples of Jesus. And then also a happy early spring to you.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for the springing fresh from the world.